So, hello everyone. I am Dr. Omkar Sangita Sonone from Team AFMG, and today we are pleased to have Dr. Ranjit with us, who have successfully cleared his FMG exam this time in December 2021 session with a very good score. I would first of all wholeheartedly like to congratulate Dr. Ranjit on his success. And today we will be finding some answers to the questions we usually have. And who better than you would answer these questions for our upcoming FMG aspirants? So first of all, I would like to know what does it feel and how does it feel after passing the examination now?
So, as you know, already very excited, sir. So I didn't expect this much score, but my parents were damn sure that I'll pass. But I was very fearful that I might, not pass the exam. But anyway, it was surreal. Actually, I checked it twice and thrice, and I didn't even believe in the PDF that the team AFMG sent us. So it was great. It is great now, and everybody's congratulating, and it's been a exciting experience. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, Dr. Ranjit, before starting, we would like you to introduce yourself with mentioning the name of the university from where you
Uh,
pursued your MBBS from, the year of passing, and also please mention your marks.
Okay, so I'm Dr. Ranjit Kavita Raja. I pursued my medicine from Kazan State Medical University, Russia, and I passed out 2021 and cleared the exam in December with 224 marks.
Great. So we are glad to hear that such a good score in a exam that
Yes,
was perceived as difficult by many of the students.
yes.
So now my question, the next question would be in line to the same one, that it was perceived as difficult by many of the students. So how did you manage to score this much? Like, what do you feel about the exam?
So I felt the exam would be difficult, but at the hall, even though there is some heat, after completing the exam, I felt it was pretty easy for me. And somebody told the first paper was difficult, and somebody told second one was difficult. But I felt first one and second one, both of them were bit easy, not tough. Maybe moderate, but not tough.
Right. So that is what your preparation speaks for. Like you have been prepared for the worst case scenarios too, and that is what paid off. I feel so.
Yes.
Great. So now,
Thank you.
Dr. Ranjit, I would like to ask you that what was your approach towards your preparations? Because most of them are confused how to start, how to begin. So what would be your advice on that, and what was your plan?
So I didn't have any plan. Uh, my plan was to join a coaching class, and and many of our friends suggested FMG, and we joined and we followed their your ideas, and we went through this whole journey and passed out. But my advice would be we should start from the fifth year, pretty much. Start from the fifth year, and actually from the first year, you should go through all your classes and got the idea of every topics and subjects, and build up your basics. It will be easy in the fifth and sixth year if you continue to work on it. And even though if I haven't started, you can after completing the course, you can easily in the 6 months you can do it if you build up your basics. That was my
Right.
uh,
So we are glad to hear that you are following the plan given by AFMG and it took you through. Definitely, your hard work is the main thing that have worked for you. But along with that, like our advisors work, and we are glad to hear that. So first of all, I would like to ask you, as you mentioned about AFMG, what was the actual role of AFMG in your preparations?
Well, sir, I haven't had any idea about the exams and the questions with the topics and info which we got in the medicine school was different, and it didn't correlate with the FMG syllabus. So they pointed out the important topics, and they very much through chanting made us memorize all those things, and emphasize more on the important points which repeated in every exam. So it was very easy for us to grab those things, and the teachers, all the faculty, they gave us immense knowledge on all the topics we should cover. So and the tests and discussion were very efficient, I think. and following it gave us good marks.
Great. So it was a package as a whole, I must say. So
Yes,
I
yes,
would like to ask you, what was your primary source? Because there are so many sources in the market right now. So once
yeah.
people join coaching also, then also they tend to deviate from that track. So
Yeah,
was your primary source your notes itself, or you had multiple sources as well?
so I primary source Sway's notes, but other than that, I practice MCQs from some other sources too. So I had two other sources for MCQs, and primary source, the FMG material they provided was pretty much enough, I think. And the MCQs should be solved from other sources too.
Okay. So great. So that we are glad to know that the primary source should be only and only your notes. That is like
Yes,
more than enough to actually pass your examination, I
yes,
feel,
yes,
right?
yes, I know. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
of
because
course.
most of the people linger around like multiple sources and then get confused at the end. So that should not be
Uh,
done, I feel, right?
Yes, the source should not be changed in any point of time. That's very important. Sticking to the same notes.
True, true, true. That's most important, I feel so. Now,
Yes,
as you
yes.
mentioned about solving MCQs, definitely. So, can you tell me like how much frequently you were solving MCQs or giving tests? Were they on regular basis? And how effective was AFMG test series? And apart from that, which sources did you use?
So actually, in the start, I studied the whole subjects. But didn't solve many MCQs, and I studied the subjects and related to the subjects, I solved some MCQs. And as the time progressed and as the revision started, I did MCQs more frequently. And at the end, pretty much half the day usually I spent for the MCQs last 10 to 15 days.
So
So
that's
that
most
was
important, I feel. So you are saying half the day
yeah.
you spent solving MCQs because
Yes,
people,
yes.
yeah, don't usually solve MCQs. Go ahead, please.
Yes, and actually, I like solving MCQs more than studying. I like solving MCQs, and I refrained myself from doing MCQs in the first half because
Mhm.
doing MCQs will discourage you from studying the materials. So you should go through all the notes and then you should go for MCQs.
True, true. So that's most important. In the first phase, definitely you should go through your notes, you should
Yes,
revise them properly, and then you
yes,
can definitely go for MCQs and increase the frequency. Right.
yes, yes.
Very true, very true. Now, I would like to ask you, like, for revision purposes, what was your plan? Like, any schedule did you make for yourself? And like the AFMG programs, how did they help you in revision?
So, sir, the revision time it was a bit confusing for me. I made a plan and I tried to stick to it, but it didn't, help me. And the AFMG plan, if I started from the start, if I have stick to it, and would have been useful, I think. But I didn't, I did a bit of this, bit of that. But because our mindsets change,
True.
and it was the going through the time, as the exam nears, so it was so adrenaline rush were there, so I changed my options one or two time, and it was a mess. But anyway, I started following AFMG's revision plans, one by
Mhm.
one, and at the end, I scheduled my time, and the videos posted on by you on the YouTube channel as well, I followed, and it was enough for me, I think.
Oh, glad. So I hope that the chanting sessions, rapid revision, test and discussion by faculties, QRS, and the image
Yes,
based did help, right?
yes, image based was very useful. So actually, most of the images from came from your discussions. I feel so.
Thankful, thankful. So now we would like to ask you a question, and that's I feel most important one because like throughout the preparations, people tend to get off track, as I mentioned already. So what would be your advice on that? How to stay motivated throughout, or like keep yourself on track?
That's very difficult for everybody, I guess. So we too deviated from the track, but so we should have a steady partner, I guess, because it is not a competitive exam. I know
Yeah.
you should have a partner. In my case, I had friends like Purushottam and Oshiva. So they too joined AFMG, and we studied together, and they too passed out. So we usually talk with each other about topics, difficult, topics. We would make a point, like he would do some topic and I'll do some topic, and we'll discuss it, easy in a easier way, so that we'll
Yeah.
grab it easily. So it saves time, and he will motivate us too. So
Yeah.
if it yeah, so that was very important, I guess. So discussing MCQs when you're bored, you can do MCQs, like call a person, who is doing FMG, and you can ask them something and they'll ask you something. So that was the thing. And family, of course, when you're so down, and they'll make yourself up. I think it is very important. In my
Definitely.
case, my parents were not in a position to go through my journey, because they were not in the medicine field.
Yeah.
So Dr. Vikas, he was very good at motivating us, I think.
So
He did a great job. And friends, family, yeah, and that.
we are very pleased to know that definitely you were on track throughout. And the most important things that you just summarized was, first of all, family, friends are there. And most important thing that you just mentioned was having good friends around you is the most important thing. Like your
Yes, well,
colleagues should be the ones who shall motivate you, first thing. And second, like you should have a study partner with whom you can discuss things.
yeah,
Like a significant thing that you mentioned was you can discuss things or you can learn from them. Sometimes friends are the best teachers, I feel so. You can
yes, yes,
learn from
of
them
course,
easily and much faster as compared to the faculty view. So I hope so
absolutely.
having good friends around you during your preparation matters the most. And definitely you shall distance some like negativity as well.
Yes,
That
yes, yes,
plays a
yes,
role.
sir.
Like, great, great.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to ask you about, first of all, about the last 10 to 15 days. As you mentioned, you were solving more number of MCQs. Did you practice some grand test, and like how was your approach towards the GPs?
So totally, I did around 3 to 4 grand tests. That's it, not more than that. Just solving MCQs and reviewing it. So we should not give grand tests in a hurry, as you guys said too. So did in a step-by-step way, So did it and revised it, and didn't do it for 2 3 days. So last 10 to 15 days, 3 to 4 grand tests would be enough. Before that, no need of grand test, I think.
Yeah,
Just solving MCQs and just the subject weight test approach. That
true.
would be enough.
Right. So that's important. Actually, people tend to just stay away from the grand test. They tell that like grand test usually imparts negativity, but I feel so that's the most important thing that like prepares you for the exam day more.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
So now coming to
yes.
the exam day finally, like I have some questions for exam day definitely, because people
Okay.
who were prepared really well, they made mistakes on the exam day, like they did not sleep or there were many other problems. How was your plan for the exam day? How did you prepare yourself for that?
Uh, like a normal day, there was so much nervousness the day before, and I didn't. I wanted to sleep for 8 hours, but I managed to get 6 hours of sleep, and we got there in time through your arrangement of transport, and was very excited, and I pretty much kept myself calm. And in the exam hall, when we were waiting for like around 40 minutes, I think we went early. So we were in the hall before the computer. We were sitting, and when would it start? When would it start? As the timer runs, it was very, So and kept telling myself should concentrate on the exam. So I just tried to sleep sometimes, just lay down and get myself together. And as the timer started, I started full force, and I didn't stop till the last MCQ. So it was tough, but because the grand test you prepare, it will helps a lot sitting through the exam for the whole time.
Yeah. So
So yeah,
yeah, so important thing that you mentioned is like a grand test will definitely prepare you for the exam day. And second thing, get a good sleep. Like even a 6 hours of sleep is good for the exam day. And take rest maybe like before the exam somewhat. So at least you are well prepared for that 2.5 hours. So
yeah.
yeah. I think that's the most important advice that you have given us. Now, I would like to ask you my final question to you, Dr. Ranjit, would be what is your advice to all the upcoming FMG aspirants who are going to face the exam very soon?
So we will definitely feel at some point, like we can't make it, or we're very demotivated, or very down. But of course, it happens to everybody. Everybody has gone through that phase. Even the highest mark scorers, everybody. So if you want to do it and you do it constantly with consistency, definitely you can do the clear the exam. It is easy, but don't get confused by your seniors that it is difficult. And the pattern is just clinical. And if you go follow the past year's MCQ, it will be very easy.
Right, right. So that's also important thing that you need to go through your previous year questions and
Yes.
like at least follow your own advice for your own plan. Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So we are very thankful to you, Dr. Ranjit, and we were glad to have you over. And thank you for
Thank you.
answering all our questions. And we would once again like to congratulate you wholeheartedly and also convey the wishes to your family. And we would like to wish you luck and success in each and every pursuit that you undertake in life. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much.